Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we're going to take a look at 3 new Masters of the Universe Origins figures. Yeah, 3. Usually I do like 1 per video, but you know what? These things have been coming out faster than I can keep up with, so I thought I'd try something new. You guys can let me know if you like seeing multiple figures in one video or not. Today's theme is Mattel Creations. We're going to take a look at 3 figures that I've recently purchased off of Mattel Creations, which includes the Mattel Creations version of Space Sumo. We've got the brand new He-Skeletor, and we've got Duplico, the mysterious Duplico. Now, Duplico technically isn't a Mattel Creations exclusive, but there's been some confusion around this guy, because first of all, he did randomly show up in stock on Mattel Creations, and I was lucky enough to catch him while I was on there ordering another figure, and I got him. Otherwise, he has been a mystery because we don't know where this guy's showing up. The running rumor is that he's probably going to be a Walmart exclusive. He might have even already been found in store. He definitely has a placeholder on Walmart's website, so that's what we're going to run with. But mine came from Mattel Creations. So we're going to look at Duplico with the rest of these figures here. And Duplico is interesting because he features the other figures that are all in this wave with Roboto, Snake Armor Skeletor, and Tongue Lasher, which means he's just replacing our other Rulers of the Sun figure from this wave. Really interesting stuff. But we do still have some beautiful artwork up at the top of the card back there, featuring Duplico squaring off with Pighead and Snake Armor Skeletor. Now, Space Sumo here, I've already taken a look at in that Target exclusive 3-pack featuring 3 characters from Rulers of the Sun. And I mentioned in that video that I didn't know how the single carded one was going to differ, if at all. But the good news here is this is a standard card back. So if you're a collector who wants everything carded, this was a way to get Space Sumo on a card back. And since he is a Mattel Creations exclusive, he gets that little bit of extra artwork on the front of the blister, which is really cool. And as we rotate around to the back side, you can see he gets the full card back artwork treatment. It's beautiful, it's colorful, really cool stuff going on here. And then we've got He-Skeletor, the newest Mattel Creations figure, who just went up for sale and shipped immediately. It was pretty shocking stuff. And it's a weird name, and if you're not sure who this is, well, he's the most powerful Keldor in the multiverse. That's a hilarious tagline. But he is actually from the Masters of the Multiverse comic series by Tim Seeley, which does also have story roots in the German audio plays. So the whole idea here is this is like a multiverse version where Keldor is He-Man. So interesting stuff going on there. Of course, very bright, vibrant colors. We've got that extra piece of artwork on the card front there, and on the back side, we've got this beautiful full back art treatment there that's got He-Skeletor or He-Man. Keldor is He-Man, and I love this Panther as Battle Cat down here. Give me that toy. That is so cool to see that with the helmet there. Awesome stuff. So we're going to go and get all 3 of these figures opened up, and we'll take a closer look at them. Each of these figures does come with their own brand new mini comic, so that's one great thing here about Space Sumo is now we've also got a story for this particular character, Legend of Space Sumo. And I don't want to give spoilers. I don't know, some of you guys probably don't want me flipping through these on video in case you want to read them yourself, but it is really cool. Has a new story for Space Sumo, introduces us to some new villain characters here. And following suit, Duplico comes with Legend of Duplico. So again, another brand new story that will give a little introduction to the Duplico characters. So worth noting, it's not just the same mini comic that came with the other figures in that wave already. So that is also very good to know. And then He-Skeletor comes with Crisis at the Multicore, and this is a totally bonkers comic. I mean, seriously, don't want to spoil it, but there's some real silly stuff going on in here, and I love that. This is actually one of the better things about this particular release, is this included mini comic. Okay, since we've already looked at this guy before, we will start with Space Sumo, and I'll also use him to go over the basics with you guys, because all of these figures are in that 5.5-inch scale, though they do stand just shy of 6 inches tall. And if you're not already familiar with the articulation on Masters of the Universe Origins, the heads are on a ball joint, and of course, they are removable as well. The arms can go outwards, forwards, backwards, and also are removable from the sockets in the joint for the mix mix and match play of these figures. You got swivels at the elbow, a bend at the elbow, swivels and hinges at the wrist. You can also remove the hands from that joint. Swivel at the waist, which is also removable at the torso, the waist cut there. You got the legs that can go outwards, forwards, backwards there. You got swivels at the knees, bends at the knees, swivels at the boot cut with the removable boots off those pegs, and then the ankles can move forwards, backwards, as well as rock side to side. All the articulation feels good and solid on all of these guys here. So like I said, if you're already collecting this line, you know exactly what you're getting because the body types are pretty much identical. Speaking of identical, Space Sumo here does seem to match up perfectly with the version that we already got in that Target exclusive 3-pack. I'm looking at these guys side by side, showing them off here, and the colors appear to be the same. There really doesn't seem to be any standout difference. In the past, we have had the Mattel Creations versions have sort of like a metallic sheen to them. We had that with both Sunman and Pighead, where the exclusive versions had metallic colors. But that does not appear to be the case with Space Sumo here. He looks identical. So, if you already have the version from the 3-pack and you don't need 2 of him, maybe you don't need the single-carded one or vice versa. So that is good to know. Otherwise, if you've never seen this guy before, he does include one weapon in the form of a katana, and he's also got a removable mask, which is pretty cool. You can see it's a nice, soft, pliable mask. We got that sweet flat top head underneath there. Pretty cool stuff. And yes, it is not lost on me that he is a ninja and his name is Space Sumo. It makes 0 sense, but sometimes Masters of the Universe doesn't. All right, so that is gonna bring us over to Duplico. Adrenaline in my soul, every thought out of control. Whoa! Yep. I see it too, but no, this is not a Cody Rhodes likeness. This is Duplico. And the cool thing about Duplico is he is another one of those unreleased figures from the vintage Rulers of the Sun toy line. So this is cool because it's another unproduced toy brought to life thanks to Masters of the Universe Origins, and we're getting pretty close to finishing off the Rulers of the Sun set. I think we're only 3 figures away. This guy is very much in line with what we've seen with a lot of the other figures here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and bring Space Sumo back in here just to show you that, once again, they do appear to share parts like the wrist bracers. The belt and everything does appear to be the same, but with different paint. So you can see like they added that extra bit of white paint at the bottom part of the belt, which makes it look different, but the overall sculpt is the same. Same boot sculpt, all that going on there. So there are a lot of shared parts. But with Duplico, we do have this brand new armor piece, which is great. It's got these little sculpted pouches on here. It's kind of a very 90s look with all those pouches. This is a soft, pliable piece here, and it does remove at the sides. You can see it's got the little straps like a lot of our figures from MOTU does. But one thing that's really interesting is he's got this crazy ray gun here, which is permanently attached to the armor with this little string. So you can see it's a little knot tied there. The string comes down, attaches to the back of the gun. It's a really cool looking gun. Almost has like a shockwave look to it. It really does, but it's pretty cool looking there. But you can see it's all just molded in blue plastic. It just matches the armor that he's got there. But he can actually hold on to that. The string will allow it to still go over to the other hand. Even though the string is on the left side of his body, his right hand can still hold it. There's still plenty of give in that string there, so that is worth noting. And all in all, he's a very cool looking figure. He's got a very science fiction feel to him. But one thing I will say, with him being sort of hard to find at the moment, or at least we don't know how easy he's going to be found when he actually shows up at Walmart. He's a character whose whole gimmick is that he could duplicate himself. Kind of has a multiple man thing going on. So, it gives the reason that a lot of people would want multiples of this guy so they could display him using his duplicating powers. And that is going to be hard to do for a hard to find exclusive. So that is a downside. All right, so that is going to bring us over here to He-Skeletor. And man, what can I say about this guy other than it's He-Man again? And he's blue again. Except the blue is different. It's a much more vibrant blue than what we see with Faker. And of course, the differences here is that his armor is purple with gold highlights. So these kind of are like they're yellow, but they've got like this golden shine to them. So they've almost got like this metallic look to them, which is painted on the squares, the cross, and then also the wrist bracers there. They got a little bit of a shine to it. And then of course he's got black hair, not orange hair like Faker. They do have the straps painted black on the boots, which is nice. I always like when we've got the extra paint apps down there. But yeah, otherwise it is that same mold again, which we have seen a couple times in this line. In fact, we've had many duplicates of He-Man in this line already. How many times can they reuse this mold? And I get it, it's easy to do. Like I said, this guy is inspired by the Masters of the Multiverse comics, where in this particular multiverse, Keldor is He-Man. So he's the one with the power of Grayskull. And he does have a bit of a He-Man look like this, but there are some things I wish they would have done a little bit better on this figure. For one, they should have just gave him a new head sculpt. Give him a little bit more of those Keldor features in his eyebrows and his face. But at the very least, I think he should have got new armor, because in the comic, the cross on his chest is done with the Skeletor bones, and that looks awesome. And I am real bummed out that we didn't get that little detail here. Otherwise, he is just a simple repaint, because, man, those little extra details would have made all the difference, I think. Aside from that, we just have some repainted weapons. So he's got a dark purple version of the Power Sword, very similar to Skeletor. We've got a purple version of the Battle Axe and a purple and gold version of the shield. So some new versions of the weapons here. This particular figure doesn't have interchangeable hands, but you can see he holds everything just fine. It's just, like I said, yet another reuse of this exact same He-Man body. Now, we did get a Keldor in the line inspired by his 2000X appearance there. So I suppose if you want to do some head swapping, that is something that you could do. Although this is a different look. Like, this is like evil Keldor here. But it is worth noting, look at that. Those blues do not match up. So the blue that came on the previous Keldor release is much more pale, much more Skeletor-like. Whereas the blue on He-Skeletor is very, very vibrant. So even if we're planning to mix and match parts, if that's something that you wanted to do to give him more of a Keldor look, those colors of the skin, unfortunately, do not match up. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at 3 figures I recently bought from Mattel Creations, being He-Skeletor, Duplico, and Space Sumo. So both Space Sumo and He-Skeletor, of course, were exclusive to the website. At this point, the only way you're going to be able to pick up these is probably on the secondary market. They are sold out through Mattel Creations. Although Space Sumo, like I said, also available in that Target exclusive 3-pack. Duplico is another story. He was offered very briefly and randomly with no announcement on Mattel Creations, but it seems like he's also going to be coming to Walmart stores, so definitely pay attention, and hopefully he won't be too impossible to find. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, I'm probably going to start doing more figures in one video at a time like this. Like, I'll probably do whole waves of Origins figures as one video going forward, as long as people seem to like that, just because these are coming out so fast, and it just allows me to be able to cover all of these figures a little bit easier. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and until next time, my friends.